Hey guys, just started working on my fixture plate, finally. I know it's hard to see the holes going on in there. There's a pool of flood coolant all over everything. But I'm drilling out 12 holes to a depth of 600 thou right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and I got some tricks on how to mount the pivots in there that I'm used to mount the scale. So I just wanted to kind of grab some footage of every part as I was going along. So right now, just drilling a bunch of holes. Right, I finished with the Tormac, drilling all the holes. This is now flipped upside down. And I didn't, this wouldn't fit on the table without taking the vise off the Tormac, and I really didn't feel like setting that up again and getting it dialed in. So making use of my old manual mill for just, I'm going to drill about, well, a little more than ½ inch down where each of these holes is located. It's not a precise operation, just want to go the same depth. And then the pivots I use are ½ inch, so I'm going to put those in from the bottom with like a lopsided screw on the end, and that's just so that I can fill the holes on this side with JB Weld. It's great for just locking things in that you don't want ever to move. So that's my plan. I did that on a test fixture and it worked fantastic, because you want to be able to apply a lot of force from the top, and if you just kind of tap the pivots in and hope for a friction fit, they'll pull out eventually. And trying to make a fixture that will last for a long time. So I'm just going to go ahead and drill a bunch of holes with a 1/4 inch end mill and get on to the next step. Alright, so I finished milling out the bottom holes, so they go down 625 thou. So yeah, I wanted them precisely to the right depth, but as far as the orientation, it doesn't really matter. I actually wanted them non-circular so that the blob of JB Weld I end up sticking down in there wouldn't want to rotate. So next I will take let's see, so 12 pivots. I'm gonna Loctite some short screws into one end and then just file them so they're lopsided so they won't turn. I'll put 12 of those down in these holes, and then I will lock them down with JB Weld, and they should never move. That's the hope anyway. And then I will be able to mount 4 scales at once, 2 fronts and 2 backs on this little fixture, and I hope this system works out, and then I can make one for the other sizes of knives I work on. Alright, so let me get to the... Alright, so I've got the back of my fixture done. Milled out a bunch of holes, put all the I put all the pivots with screws in the end, lopsided so they wouldn't be able to turn, and filled all the pockets with JB Weld, and it's nice and rock solid now. So here is the front and top. Doesn't look perfectly smooth, but I had a couple spots I had to sand off, but it is perfectly flat. I ran over it with indicator, and it's perfectly flat. The pivots, I somehow misjudged some of the holes because they're not all the same height, but I only want them 50 thousandths above the surface anyway, so I'm probably going to just mount this in the vise and then skim them all with an end mill to cut them all down to the right height. And then I hope my measuring was all correct, and then I should be able to mount two fronts and 2 backs, and then I don't have to switch fixtures if I'm working on a back or a front scale, which that's what I was doing with my temporary single part fixtures. And then the idea would be I'd make one of these plates for each size of the Swiss Army knives I work on, and I hope that works out. Okay, hold on, I'll get this on the machine. Alright, I'm at my laptop, and I programmed, which I think is it, to do spirals on each of the pivots. Now the longest one sticks up 200 thou, and I want them to be 50 thou in the end, so I told it to spiral down 150 thou on each of the positions I drilled. So I'm going to go try this and see if it actually does what I told it to. Got my G-code brought over to Path Pilot, and I got my part set up, ready to go. I'm always a little nervous running new code. I think it's gonna crash or something. I don't trust my programming too much yet, so I'm gonna run it with my hand on the kill switch. So maybe I'll let it cut one of the posts first, pause it, then I'll measure, make sure it's doing the right job. Let's see it go here. It should go, it should spiral around, shaving it off. I don't know what's going, oh no, that's the right direction. Counterclockwise. It's cutting. Alright, it looks okay. Check the depth. No, it's cutting fine. It should be going down, yeah, 150 thou from the top, so it's only got another 45 thou to go, and then I'll pause it and do a measure, or do an eyeball, I guess, at least check it. And it's down to 120. I spent so much time making this fixture, I don't want to mess it up on this part now. And it's at 150, so that should be the end of... Okay, no, that worked. No, it looks correct. It's sticking up, so whether it's exactly 50 thou from the top or not, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Alright, I'm just going to let this run, and then I will run the video again once it's done. Done one line of the hole so far. The middle ones are drilled out. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see with the flood on, but I did, when I faced that big piece of aluminum off, one corner of the plate didn't get flood while it was facing, and it was so much rougher. So that flood coolant makes a huge difference. Alright, it's all done, and from here it looks good, so let's have a look. I can see why it'd be handy to have the little air blower to blow off the extra coolant. It looks good from here. Yep, they're all the same height. So the idea is, hopefully I measured correctly. Yeah, this should fit. Oh, yeah, fits. Okay, so the bottom two are for front scales, and then the top two are for back scales, or the back of front scales. So, alright, that looks cool. This is just another random... I've been doing so many different patterns playing around. This is a wavy pattern. I'm going to stop trying to do new different patterns pretty soon, I think, and just go with the ones I think are actually going to be, you know, people are going to request and that I like. But it's been so much fun playing around. I've just been trying everything. Well, at least I've got this fixture made, and I can try cutting some parts on that and make sure it works, and then on to 93mm fixtures. Alright, thanks guys.